Hello everyone, 'tis I, the one and only Wolf. So, TRON Ares, the long-awaited sequel to TRON Legacy, came out recently, and well, I was excited. The TRON franchise to me always had so much potential to become a great blockbusting franchise, but it never seemed to achieve that. The sequel in 2010 was an awesome movie with visuals that are still good 15 years later, and music that will stand the test of time. But it didn't become a billionaire giant despite having the makings of one. It wasn't a flop, but it wasn't something Disney was willing to put more money and effort into. Even Tron Uprising, an absolutely fantastic show with some of the best visuals ever seen in a cartoon, ended up being cancelled just after one season, just because it didn't bring in enough viewers. Tron had always had a special place in my heart. I remember when I was 6 years old and my grandfather took me to see it in the cinemas, and we were just blown away by the visuals and the music. So when I heard they were making a sequel, I was like... But then Jared Leto was going to be the main character, and I just remembered that it's Disney, so I was like, oh no. But I still tried to be optimistic. After all, the trailer looked pretty cool. So I got myself and my grandfather, and we went to go see TRON Ares. So, what were my thoughts on it? God damn it, I'll just say it here. Nah. Without spoiling too much, the plot involves the grandson of Dillinger trying to bring programs and vehicles from the grid into our world, in particular the program Ares, a master control security program, so they can sell it as weapons. The only problem is that they can only last for 29 minutes in the real world before de-rezzing for some fucking reason. The key to make them permanent is with a special permanent code that can only be found in Kevin Flynn's old ass files, which brings in Evie Kim, the current CEO of Encom, who is also trying to find the code, and finally cracks it. And Dillinger sends Ares and Athena to try and retrieve it. But then Ares rejects his programming, instead switches sides to Evie, and the basic conflict is between Ares and Evie versus Athena and Dillinger. Okay, so there's a lot for me to bitch about. First off, they've completely tossed Tron Legacy to the side and just forgotten about Sam and Cora. At the beginning they say that Sam left Encom for personal reasons, but the reason why they did this was so they can make way for a genius female protagonist, who, alongside her sister, take Encom to new levels, rebooting Kevin's old arcade game and making it better than before. So what can I say about genius female protagonist? Well, absolutely fuck all. She pretty much is Kevin Flynn without the charm or acting skill. I usually don't like to trash actors, but my god, the actress here cannot act. Ares is no good. He starts out as an advanced security program for Dillinger, but then because of some bullshit unexplained reasons, he just switches sides with no build-up or character growth. Like, I suppose it's hinted that he wanted to be free and not some expendable slave, and I think he's in love with Evie, but it's really fucking contrived. There's nothing significant about Evie that would prompt a highly advanced program just to go, oops, looks like I changed teams, now I'm a good program. Like, he's barely a character at all. He's just some cheap knockoff of Tron. As for the rest of the characters, other than genius female and It's Morbin Time Paul Allen, the rest of the characters are there but are so pointless. You got an annoying male funny guy with fucking Marvel humor, two smart nobodies, and then there's the villains. You got billionaire guy who's said to be smart but is really just stupid. He sends out advanced digital program with bright neon lights to capture genius female and wreck a bunch of traffic. Yeah, no one's gonna notice that, of course. Then there's his mother, played by Julian Anderson, who is really just... I don't even understand why she's there to begin with. She's apparently smarter and, I guess, better than him. And while CEOs are inherently evil, if they're female, well, that's a different story. And then there's Athena, who is like Ares' right hand. She's just a program assigned an order, and she intends to carry it out. She is basically Rinsler, minus the menace and aura. Not much, but dare I say, probably the only character I consider not to be a total dumbass in this movie. What an absolute letdown in terms of antagonist. Clue was a fucking great antagonist. Menacing, cool, and he had a swag to him. But he was also kind of sad and tragic in a way. Future video planned on this guy, by the way. Jeff Bridges is also back as Kevin, but honestly, it was just for fan service. There is also a post-credit scene where billionaire guy ends up in the grid and he turns into Sark for some reason. Seriously, what the fuck is this meant to be? Now, knowing Tron, it was always praised for its visuals and soundtrack. So how does Ares stand? Well, no. Not saying they're bad, but the visuals in Legacy are still leagues better despite being 15 years old, which is really saying something. And there are some scenes in Ares where it is actually just bad. As for the soundtrack, I know that Daft Punk split up, so they weren't going to bring them back. But the music in Legacy, it had a mystical vibe to it. It was unique and it made the world of the grid almost alien and beautiful. It can be awesome and exhilarating, but also peaceful and somber. And same thing goes for Uprising too, despite having a different composer. Here it's all over the place. It's like the inbred spawn of Stranger Things and Cyberpunk 2077. It just does not fit the world of the grid. That's another offender too. Tron had such a unique world, a light, neon digital frontier. In the original it was bizarre, almost mystical. In Legacy it was awesome and stunning. In Uprising it's genuinely beautiful. So pretty awesome worlds, right? So the films were mainly focused on these worlds. Ares barely does. For a 2-hour film, I'd estimate we get to see a roughly 30 minutes of the grid. And even then we don't see much, other than the same fucking room Ares is in overlooking a city, and one fairly decent chase scene with 9 Inch Nail music. Point is, too much of our world, not enough of the grid. It's like Star Trek but without the stars. And my god, is that daylight? No! Tron is always nighttime. That's the thing. It's nighttime. There is no sun. That's why Korra wanted to see the world. To see the sun. No daylight. That's the point of the lights. We know no daylight. Overall, I'm disappointed. Years have I waited a continuation of this series. This beautiful world with so much potential. Legacy and Uprising showed us an entire world with so much life and opportunities to it. And this is the best they come up with? They completely fucked Legacy and Uprising. Potential great stories. It was all right there! And you tossed away Sam for this bitch no one knows about. You pulled a fucking Terminator Dark Fate on us. Damn it! Tron will always hold a special place in my heart. And I believed it had the potential to rival giants like Pirates of the Caribbean or even Star Wars or the MCU. But after Uprising was cancelled, we had received barely anything involving Tron up until now. This film gave us lifeless, uninteresting characters, visuals and music that doesn't even live up to the previous film 15 years later, and a concept that is genuinely just boring. No Tron fan gives a fuck about our world when he watches Tron. All this film proved to me is that Tron is truly a dead franchise. Star Wars may also be dead, but Disney will still find a way to squeeze money out of it. But here, nah. I think this is it for Tron. Tron does not still live. Alright. That's enough of me now. See y'all. Fucking Disney.